In this video, I am going to role play an email marketing agency discovery call. Okay. This discovery or intro call is a quick, no more than 15 minutes normally, call which acts as the first step to selling your clients your email marketing services. Okay. I'm going to show you the whole process, what to say, what questions to ask, and then exactly what to do on the call in order to actually close the client. All right. So without further ado, me minimize my face. We're going to jump straight into this. And this is going to be kind of a bit schizoid out there, okay? So if you are sat in a position here where you have an email marketing agency and you don't know really what to say to clients on the call, or you don't know what questions to ask them to get the information you need to go away and draw up proposals and then pitch them, then this video is for you, okay? So make sure you stick around to the end. So I'm going to show you the questions and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do on this call in order to get the client onto the next call where you can pitch and close them, all right? So there are 3 goals of this call. Okay, now you might think that the only goal of an intro call is to qualify the prospect, and you're not wholly wrong there, okay? But there's 3 goals primarily, okay? Now the first goal of the intro discovery call is to build rapport, okay? Now what this is kind of, it's relationship building and it's absolute basic. In order to actually sell a client something, people buy from people. You actually need to build a human relationship with them, okay? So the first goal of this call is to build a rapport, all right? So you might have the best offer in the world, but if you come across, all weird and difficult to deal with and the client doesn't like you, then they're not going to buy from you at the end of the day, okay? So the first goal here is to build rapport. The second goal is to qualify. Okay, and we're going to talk about that in a moment here, specifically what you need to qualify and how it differs to conventional kind of guru-based advice online. And then also the third goal is to, we're going to put CTA here, is to book them onto another call. All right. Now, how do we do this? Well, the way that we do this on this intro call, like I say, normally it will be no more than 15 minutes. And the way that we do this is we basically ask a series of open-ended questions in a conversational style. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's great, Otto, but what questions do I need to ask? That's why you're watching this video, right? Okay. So when it comes to the questions and qualification, we follow loosely a framework here, which is the BANT framework. Now, the BANT framework is kind of a somewhat dated framework when it comes to qualifying clients, but I'm going to show you how to specifically apply it to the e-com email space, okay? So BANT, B stands for budget. A stands for authority, so that means is the person that you are speaking to, are they the decision maker? Do they have the power in their company to actually make decisions and say yes to your pitch? The N represents need, so this is about actually using this call to understand the prospect's specific needs. You might already have an idea of what their needs are from the desktop research that you've done, but this is the first opportunity to actually hear it from the horse's mouth, okay? And the T represents timeline. Now, timeline can kind of be applied to not only the timeline that you're kind of judging up whether, how long it's going to take for this client to actually become a paying client, but it's also about the timeline that they perceive for their problems, okay? So how soon they actually need their problems to be resolved, all right? So bear in mind with the BANT framework, this is the utility of this on this intro call, but from your desktop research, I'm going to draw a laptop here, from the work that you've done already, that's really dictated why they are on this call, okay? So you've already probably checked how, how many clients they have, how many employees they have in the company, maybe you've checked what tech stack they're running with their e-com store, whatever it might be, okay? So when it comes to this call, like I say, the goal here is to ask open-ended questions. Now, if you don't know what an open-ended question is or open question is, an open question differs to just a basic question where if I was to ask a client, do you run ads? They can only reply yes or no. And that does nothing for me in my discovery process in this for this sale, okay? So the kind of ethos we have is that we follow a consultative sales process, which basically means that we are trying to ask questions that get the clients to speak openly to us and share openly with us everything that's going on with their business so that we can gather all the information we need to go away and then create a proposal to them that is ultra bespoke and specific to their needs, okay? It's going to actually solve the exact specific problems they have, as opposed to us as marketers or us as an agency saying, this is the problem you have and this is what we're going to solve for you. Actually, this is the process where we can get a better understanding of specificity and what they do need. And then we can apply that going forward into the conversations we have with similar sized brands, okay? So when it comes to e-com email and the email marketing space, these are the types of questions that you have to ask, okay? And we'll role play this now in a bit of a crazy mental way, but I'm going to wear two hats. I'm going to wear the hat of the brand, the e-commerce brand founder, the owner of the company, and also me as the sales rep in the agency, or just the agency owner if I'm responsible for sales. Now, the first thing that we kind of do in terms of building rapport is, one thing you just want to avoid is going through, wasting a load of time on the call to go over generic stuff. So, it's all well and good, and we do this in the UK a lot. We complain about the weather. It's all well and good saying, oh, hi, John, how's it going? How's the weather where you are? Oh, that's great. But keep it succinct, keep it like that, okay? You want to say to him and be, or her, fully open with them and say, look, we've not got long on this call. Like I promised in my my email to you, from our desktop research, I do have a good idea. I think we can help you, but I just need this call to basically ask you a couple of questions that I couldn't do over email. And by the end of this call, I'm going to have a very clear idea of whether I can help you or not. And if I can't, I'll just tell you up front. I won't waste your time or my time, okay? So that's the kind of way that you want to approach this call. So when it comes to building rapport, use some of the softer open-ended questions to do that, okay? So don't ask about go deep into the weather. Don't ask about politics or talk about Donald Trump or the economy. Don't waste time, okay? Just jump straight into it. So look, John, how long have you been going with the brand? I saw on your website it's about 5 years. Is that right? Let them talk, okay? What you don't want to say is, am I correct in thinking that the brand has been going for 5 years? And then he can reply, yes. And then you're no further on in the sales process, okay? You've got to build some conversational flow into this. So consider this. Yes, you will eventually be pitching and selling them something, but at this stage, you can't sell them anything. If they were to even say to you on this call, look, what are you selling me? What is your price? When we've had, and when I personally have had questions thrown at me like that early on in these calls, I say, oh, at this moment, I'm not selling you anything. I mean, we do sell something. We're not a charity. We make money for the service that we deliver. But actually, I'm not selling you anything right now because I don't know if it's even relevant. So if you wouldn't mind, I've got 3 questions quickly run through, and I'll let you know by the end of the call whether we can help you, and I'll give you a price then if you like. Sound good to you? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say that's fine. Okay, so a lot of the times these prospects will just throw things at you to kind of see your mental maneuverability, just to see what type of person you are. And if you get instantly defensive or annoyed, or you say, well, I'm not giving you the price until I send you a proposal, then they're not going to work with you, okay? They want to work with somebody that's going to be easygoing, that they can trust, and they know that themselves and their team's going to get on with. Okay, so when it comes to the line of questioning, we sort of we do have a loose sales script, but I've done so many of these calls, it's very natural to me. I'll just say, look, John, how long have you been going? Okay, that's great. Are you the only co-founder in the business? You got any other guys involved with you? Oh yeah, we've got, it's not just me, John, but we've got Mike in marketing, and Mike does all the emails currently, and we're introducing some new products. Oh, that's really interesting. How many products or SKUs do you have? Okay, so you might want to pause this video and take notes. So every time I go through this role play and I ask a question, pause it and write down the question, okay? Because I'm not going to have time to write it here. But the first question, how long have you been going? How old is the brand? Where are you based? Whatever it might be, get the conversation going. Are there any co-founders? Do you have any other guys? Oh, yeah, well, we don't have a co-founder, but we have Mike in marketing, and he makes every single marketing decision with me, okay? So you're going to have to make a note. Mike's going to have to be on the next call if he's responsible for also having involvement in whether they work with you or not, okay? Next, you want to know about the size of the company, but not just the size in terms of the money they're making or the employees they have, but the size as that it dictates towards you as an email marketer, okay? So if they only have one hero product, it's going to be quite hard for you to generate exceptional, knock them out of the park results as an email marketer, because oftentimes we need multiple SKUs. We need lots of different products we can upsell, cross-sell, downsell, throw in as promos, and get UGC around, okay? So how many products or SKUs do you have right now? Oh, well, we've got 50 SKUs, we did have 30 last month. We just launched new. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. Do you have any other new products launching soon? Okay. This is specifically a very good open-ended question for brands that are slightly smaller. So if they only have one hero product, or if they've got 3 products, oftentimes they might be launching a range of new products in the next quarter. Okay. So they might not need you right now to help with the emails of sending, for their one hero product, but actually you could pitch them and close them now with a view to deploying your scope for the lead up and during their new product launch. Okay, so it's a really important thing to note there. Okay, The next thing here is kind of a way to qualify their budget, okay? And the way that we do this indirectly, instead of saying to them, oh, how much money do you make? Or I saw on Apollo.io you're making $1 million a year, or, is that correct? That's going to put the back up of these prospects 9 times out of 10, okay? So you want to find a way to basically qualify their budget, but in a roundabout way and not do it directly. So the way that we do that is by asking about their ad spend, okay? So we just say to them, like maybe we do ask a closed question. We say, are you running ads currently? No, we're not. Okay, oh, that's interesting. Have you run ads in the past? Have you had much success with them? What's your kind of opinion been of your experience to date running ads? Oh, well, yeah, we're not running them now, but for the last 9 months, we've been spending 50 grand a month, and they've worked okay. I don't think they work great, but we're pausing it now, and we're actually signing a new agency, working with a new agency, and we're going to launch new ads in 4 weeks' time. Okay, all of this is information that's going to help you as an email marketer. Okay, it's also going to help you understand where the brand is in terms of the money that they're actually generating. Okay. Now, another important kind of budget or I guess financial piece of information that is important to understand directly from the horse's mouth regards margins. Now, if you ask a co-founder or a founder of a brand what their profit margins are on their products outright, they will probably not tell you, okay? Unless you've built rapport with them, it's going to be difficult for them to share that information with you. But if you've done your job correctly as the agency owner, you've done a satisfactory job in building rapport, you've had a good conversation, you can say to them, look, you might be super uncomfortable giving me the specific number, but what would be really helpful for me going forward is just to understand where you're at with your margins. So, a lot of the brands we work with, they're running on about a 10% profit margin with, across the board, blended with all their products, or with their 3 products that they've got. Is that sort of around about the mark for you? Would you say that your margins are higher, lower? Is there kind of a figure you can give me to help me in this conversation? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. Say, oh, actually, yeah, we are around 10% too. Or they're going to go, actually, no, we've got, we're really lucky in this business. Our profit margins are actually around like 19%. And you can say, wow, that's great. Make a note of it. Or maybe they'll say, oh, actually, recently been running a load of promos and discounts just to build our list, just to get some initial traction. It doesn't have any longevity. Our margins, the last 3 months have been about 6%. Okay, this is all very important information that you can take forward into your email management with that company and your service that you're delivering, because it's not going to be worth you if they're operating on very low margins right now, and then you come in with a pitch and you say, we're going to build your list and we're going to do loads of discount promo signups. We're going to generate loads of new list subscribers. We're going to give away a 5% discount or a 20% discount. That's only going to make their problem worse. They're going to come back and say, well, you didn't listen to us on the call. One of our issues is we've got low margins right now. We can't give away discounts, okay? But if you have this information in this call, you can go away and create a pitch and say to them, look, 9 out of 10 agencies are going to pitch to you that the only way to build a list is by giving out promos and discounts, okay? We don't agree with that, and we think considering where your margins are right now, hopefully they're going to increase over the short to medium term. We don't think giving away discounts is actually appropriate, and we're confident we can build your list via XYZ strategy, which won't further erode your profit margins, okay? So it's a really, really important way to ask the questions, get the information, and then apply it directly to that client. And if you ask the right questions and you actually remember them and you care, and then you use that information to curate your pitches to them, your success rate in closing clients will skyrocket, okay? The worst thing you can do to them is just go with some blanketed approach and basically disregard the time that you spent together and hit them with a load of solutions that actually is going to make things potentially worse for them, or at least it doesn't acknowledge their individual needs, okay? So again, ads, margins, what is your opinion of ads? Instead of just asking, are you running ads right now? Yes or no. What is your opinion of ads? Oh, well, we run ads. Yeah, they're pretty good. Actually, they've helped with our email marketing. We're really happy. We're going to continue spending. Okay. Now, when it comes to email specifically, the types of questions that we ask when it comes to performance is basically top level. So the founder of the brand may or may not be heavily involved in email in the day-to-day. Chances are they are not, but all brand owners will like to think that they understand what's going on in their companies, when a lot of them actually don't. Okay, it's probably the same for you as an agency owner. You know, when was the last time you checked accounting, or you looked at, you know, the subscriptions you're paying out for tools? You would probably, if I asked you that question, defensively say, "Oh, I know what I'm spending." But actually, if you went into your bank account and you saw what you're spending on tools every month, there'd probably be a delta there. You'll probably realize, "Oh God, I'm spending $400 more than I thought I was." Okay, and that's just natural. And this same, you know, environment happens for ecom brand owners too. So you don't want to call them out on it. You don't want to say to them, you know, "Are you involved in your email marketing?" But they're just going to go, "Yes." You want to say to them, you know, how much time are you spending personally, you know, across your email marketing accounts? And what do you do the email marketing yourself? And they're going to say, "Oh, you know, yeah, I do it, but I just do email blasts and they don't really work." Again, note it down and then put it into your pitch. Okay. If a brand is ever talking about the fact that they do email blasts, there's a huge opportunity for you to not only improve, you know, their list building techniques and their deliverability, but also actually ideation when it comes to campaigns and taking over that pain point for them. Okay, so you just want to say to them, look, you know, what are the results like currently from your email? So I guess the first point here is involvement. The second point here is results. The third point here is kind of happiness or satisfaction. And then the fourth point here is monthly recurring revenue and a percentage of. Okay, so a key question you want to ask when it comes to email marketing is, do you know as a percentage how much email is driving for your monthly recurring revenue? Okay, and they might say, yeah, it's doing 30%, or yeah, it's doing 40%, or no, I don't. We made 10 grand from emails last month. Actually, I don't know what it is from a percentage. Okay, again, these are all things you need to note down. You can say, you know, client doesn't know. Or it's likely that they're doing, you know, X percent, whatever it might be, and we could help take them to Y percent. These are all points of this call, okay? All information that's useful, all right? And I guess a final point here is just how much personally do you know about Klaviyo and email marketing? Do you come from that kind of background? If they say, no, I have absolutely no idea, then again, going forward into the pitch, you're going to be able to tailor your language and your kind of, you know, offer so that it matches the decision maker and their thinking and their way of speaking, all right? So those are the types of open-ended questions that we ask in this process. Now, the points that the client will raise are kind of fourfold, all right? And the points and the issues that are going to come up basically revolve around one, if not multiple, of these four issues, okay? The first one is time. So it will become apparent that they just simply don't have the time. So they've not been getting results because they don't have the time. Or, you know, they're going to struggle to work with you as an agency because they don't have the time. Okay, time is going to be a big issue. The next one is going to be creativity. Specifically, how this applies to email marketing is campaign ideation takes time, okay? Yes, you can leverage AI and tools like ChatGPT, but when it comes to actually working hands-on with a brand, there's still a huge amount of human input that is required, okay? And it's going to be your role as the agency owner to actually take that creativity kind of burden off of the client and put it onto your plate. So you can say to them, look, you're not going to have to come up with another email blast ever again. You know, if you're just constantly running promos that are eroding your margins and they're not really building your list, we're going to come up with all of the campaign ideas for you. Okay, we've got 6 different types of campaigns that we run for brands like you. You know, I would recommend XYZ in the first instance, but that's all something we'd provide for you. Okay, so creativity is a second issue here. Skill is going to be the third issue. So the reason that they've not been getting results or that they've struggled or have a bottleneck with email marketing is because they simply don't have the skill. Maybe they don't have an agency that they work with currently, or an individual or freelancer. Maybe they can't afford to have somebody in-house, which is oftentimes you know, a problem that you will be helping to solve them. And it will be financially viable for them to pay you to solve that issue as the agency owner versus being a full-time employee. Or maybe they've worked with agencies in the past that didn't have the skill and have previously burnt them, okay? Now, the final point here is money. Now, if you've gotten to this stage, chances are they do still have the money to work with you. But if they don't, if they say to you, look, you know, the brand's going out of business, you know, we don't have any money, we're bankrupt, then obviously you can't work with them. But at least you know then you don't have to go forward and waste your time or your sales rep's time going on into a presentation and demo calls, okay? So from here, what you want to do is basically apply these kind of bottlenecks and pain points to specific issues in the e-com space. Now, you would have explored these prior in this process of open-ended questions anyway. But what you want to do here is basically link the problem of X, the reason of Y, to the time frame of Z, okay? So basically what this means is the problem with X is Y, and if you don't sort it within Z time frame, then things will get worse for you, okay? So basically what you want to do here is identify issues specific to their brand that if they don't solve by doing something that you're recommending within a specific time frame, then they're going to be missing out on a lot of money or wasting a lot of money, or they're going to lose their employees, or they're going to damage their deliverability. Okay, so any which way, find a problem within the e-commerce space and apply it to these issues. So it could be abandoned cart recovery, it could be browse abandonment recovery, it could be list cleaning or suppressing profiles or deliverability. Any problem in the e-com space is what you need to loop back to these issues here, and ultimately, saving them time, bringing them creativity, offering them skill, and making them more money is what you are providing as the agency owner. Okay, that is your role. All right, so it's a bit of a holistic process, a self-fulfilling prophecy here that you just have to introduce to the client and reinforce. All right, so what you want to do from here, specifically when it comes to your CTA on this call, is you don't want to say to them, that was great, thanks, I'll follow up an email. You want to book them onto another call. Okay, so you must book them onto another call. Now, this call we internally call a demo call. Now, you can call this a clarity call, or a sales call, or a presentation call, or an audit call, whatever you want to call it. For us internally, we refer to it as a demo call. Basically, what we do on this call is we present our audit. Now, when it comes to your CTA, what you want to do on this call is pitch the idea of conducting an audit for your client, okay? And what you want to do is basically say that this audit is quick, simple, and easy, and I can get access right now on this call. And what I'm going to do is give you my technical input, and I'm going to get my team to look at this, and we're going to basically identify all the bottlenecks that you're suffering with. We're going to give you the answers, and once we give this to you, if you want to run with it for free or give it to Mike in marketing and let him run with it, you're going to be absolutely able to do that, okay? Free of charge. We're not going to charge you for that. You don't have to work with us. We're not locking you into a contract. This is our way of just thanking you for the time that you've spent with us, okay? And again, almost 100% of the time, the client's going to say yes, okay? But it's your job to make it a very quick, simple, and easy process. Let them know that all you need is analyst access. You're not going to get any access to billing. You're not going to be able to change any emails or stop them sending emails or deleting their flows. Literally what analyst access in their Klaviyo account is going to give you is a top level view of all of their performance benchmarks, all of their important metrics, what they're doing visually. And a key kind of point of utility for you as the agency is that even at this stage, even after conducting this call with the client, prospects, there is this theory that the prospect always lies, okay? And it might not be that they are lying for nefarious reasons. They might just be sharing misinformation with you just because they're not up to date with everything that's going on in their company, okay? So when they say to you, we do email marketing, we do flows and automations, just simply agree with them, okay? Because you can't really contradict what they say until you actually physically see the evidence in their account. Okay, and this is that process. This is how you see that physical evidence. And I couldn't tell you the number of times, hundreds of times this has happened, where we've had prospects say to us, no, we do email marketing, we don't need help, we do it in-house, we've got everything set up, we don't need your help. And we push to do an audit, we push to get access to their account, and we see they've literally got 4 foundational flows set up. They're still sending out their shipping, post-purchase confirmations through Shopify. They're sending out an email blast with a discount every other week, and they're practically doing nothing when it comes to email marketing. Okay, but it's not until we can actually get to that stage that we can then start to build a bespoke proposal for them and pitch them on what they aren't and what they are doing. All right. So that's what you want to do. If I could share some stuff with you that will help you solve X problem of abandoned cart recoveries or browse abandonment recoveries or list building, segmentation, engagement, whatever it is, would you be interested in taking a look? You'll be able to run with it free of charge. I'm not going to charge you for it. We're not going to put you into a contract or anything like that. Okay. Now from there, it's your job as the agency owner to say to them, look, I've got a slot 2 p.m. tomorrow. Does that work for you, for me to just run you through quickly this top level audit? Okay. And if they're free, they will say yes. If they're not free, give them another time tomorrow. No problem at all. If the afternoon's not right tomorrow, is the morning better tomorrow? I've got a cancellation or I've got a slot in the morning that might work. Okay. Speed of implementation. And on this call, book them book them onto the next call. Okay, that's, say to them, that's perfect. I'm going to just dip off of my mic and webcam here. I'm going to ping over a diary invite to you now. Okay, or just do it live on the call. Oh, thanks, John. I'm going to just jump into my calendar. Okay, great. Yep, 2 p.m. Perfect. Is this the right email address to send it to? John@brand.com. Yeah, that's the right one. Otto, perfect. Boom, 2 p.m. Done. Has that come through? Let me give it a minute. Oh yeah, no problem. Let me wait for you a minute. Just check. These things can get lost in the digital space, whatever it might be. Oh yeah, that's come through. I've accepted it. Great. Speak tomorrow 2 p.m. All right. That's how you conduct an intro call. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't I don't know what other people online kind of push when it comes to conducting these calls, but when it comes to email marketing, I've conducted probably even thousands of these calls at this stage. All right. So if you're looking for a way to have a proper system and to every time have basically a success rate of converting prospects from cold recipients of your emails and outreach messages to intro call, to audit, to demo call, to close, then this is going to help you do that every single time, guaranteed. All right. So if you got value from that, guys, again, a super, no frills, no editing, no music, super strategic video that will help you scale your email marketing agency. Okay. This might apply to other industries too. I'm sure it does, but take my word from it, from all the experience I've had to date, the thousands of brands that I've had these calls with, this will get you more demo calls secured and more closed clients than probably almost anything else you're doing right now. All right. So go back through the video, pause every time I mention a question here in my kind of mental role playing. If you got value from this, I'd really appreciate it if you could pause the video, click subscribe right now. I'm going to watch that subscribe counter go up. Hopefully, it means the world to me, helps the channel grow. Drop me a comment below too if you have any questions. And if you want to enroll in the EEA too, there's obviously no pressure at all, or you just want to look to see what our 100% done for you build looks like, click the link in the description box below, take a look, and again, comment below if you've got any questions, and I will see you in the next one. All right, cheers.